Yo, what's up everybody? It's your host Molly here. Today's video I will be sharing with you my high school journey. I did another video talking about my college journey, what that was like, what I went through. I'll link it down below so you can watch it. This video was suggested by my bestie Abby. She said, well, you did your college experience. Why don't you do one about your high school experience? I was like, maybe I should. Because actually, fun fact, I graduated high school almost 5 years ago, which is really weird. That's really strange. I'm just like, has it really been that long? It just feels like it happened last week. But I, in general, loved high school. There were a lot of ups and downs, but I've been kind of feeling nostalgic just thinking about like everything that I went through. I mean, obviously I can't remember everything, but most things that I can remember, like, oh my god, I'm just like, I was so young and like now I'm grown up and out of college and just, oh my god. So, and I figured, this could be fun, if anybody is in high school right now, or hey, if any of you went to high school with me and you want to feel young again, okay. But yeah, I'm just going to share just really all I can remember from each year. And hopefully it's interesting and worth watching. I don't know. So, hope y'all like hearing about what high school was like for me. So to begin, where I went to high school, I went to Delaney, which is what it says on my shirt right here. And it's a nice high school. I was there all 4 years. I absolutely loved it overall. I mean, I know that high school can sometimes be good for people, sometimes bad for people, but I really loved it. I loved it better than any other like grade school, any other school that I like went to. Like I thought it was better than middle school, obviously, and elementary too. So, but yeah, I really loved Delaney. It really treated me well in the ways that it could. So to begin with freshman year, I'm just gonna mention the classes that I took, which it's kind of funny because in my phone I have written down the teachers that I had because I wanted to like remember it years from now because I know that I definitely would have forgotten. But I do remember like which classes, so I'm just gonna mention that. So in ninth grade, the classes I took were Spanish 3, English 9. I can't remember the math class I took. It might have been like algebra or something, but I can't really remember. I took biology, I took theater 1, I took gym, I took American government and chorus. And it was a pretty nice lineup. So really on the first day of school, I remember being really fucking scared. I was like, oh my god, this is such a big school, what am I going to be involved with? Are people going to like me? Are my classes going to be hard? Yada, yada. Just having those like, nerves and, worried that you're going to be lonely for a while. So I remember feeling that. And my sister was with me at the time because she's a few years older than me. So she was a senior when I was a freshman. And she actually took me to my first class, which she was forced to. But, I was kind of like, I don't want to get lost, blah, blah, blah. But, it was okay. I like picked it up from there. And fun fact, the biology class that I had, Kara, was in that class with me. It was the only class that we had together. So, yeah. And I was really happy that Kara was in high school with me. I just loved still having her around because, we were in middle school together. It was nice that we were going to go through high school together as well. So it was really nice to at least see her at least once a day if I could. And for the first while of being a freshman, it was really hard. Like I said, I felt very lonely. I kind of missed middle school a little bit, and I just kind of felt like a small fish in a big pond. It was just really stressful, and I was very sad for a little while. But on top of that, during like the first few months of being in high school, I lost two of my pets. At the time, I used to have two black lab dogs that were sisters, and they pretty much died within a month and a half of each other, and that really tore me apart. I was just so upset, and I was really missing them, and yeah, I felt like shit for the longest time. I was just so depressed and not really happy. However, something that came along that caught my attention randomly, which, listen, like, I didn't really know what I was going to get involved with in high school. But someone in my gym class, like, we were, like, talking to each other, and they were like, oh, like, I'm going to join the track and field team. And I was like, oh, like, what's that? Like, how did you hear about that? Whatever. And they were, like, telling me stuff, and I was like, I think that I might want to join too. Just randomly, because I mean the thing is, like, I've done some sports in my life, but not much, okay? And I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I mean, it was just so random. I mean, I just figured, like, at least if I get to do something that can kind of distract me and allow me to meet people, okay, cool. And, I really wanted to take care of myself better, and I figured, doing something, physical exercise could do that. I joined the track and field team, just unknowingly, not really knowing what to expect, if I would have liked it or not. Best decision I made in my life. Changed everything. I mean, I just felt like I was a part of a team. I was starting to move on from the heartbreak of losing my dogs, and I just started to feel like more included, and I got to meet some people and get to know the coaches, and I really was enjoying myself, and I'm just grateful that I took that chance and I talked to that one random person in my gym class who was going to do it too. Like, wow, I mean, it's just so crazy that life works like that sometimes. And if you're wondering, I was a thrower on track and field, so I threw shot put and discus. So, yep, and I did pretty good with them. In freshman year, I got to go to counties and regionals for JV, I believe, for track, but I don't think I went any other year just because I wasn't really that good. Actually, well, like I was good, but I didn't, like, advance like other people. I mean, let's just say I'm short and everything. But, I mean, I always wanted to be just committed and, building strength and stuff every time. And as time went on, I mean, high school got easier. And over time, high school got easier. I started to enjoy it and get used to the environment, and I started to feel less alone. And, I got to talk to Kara a lot about what was going on, and, she got to tell me stuff too. So I started to enjoy it and feel okay. And I also was involved in theater a lot. As I said, I took a theater class, but I got to help a little bit with the fall production. I got to help with, like, costuming for it, because I did audition for the play, but I didn't get in it, but I just wanted to help, like, backstage a little bit, which, honestly, I didn't really do much, so it just felt boring, but whatever. But I loved the actual class that I was taking. I learned a whole lot. The teacher I had was so amazing. And funny story from being in theater freshman year. Okay, so this might have happened, like maybe week 3? Like, I don't know. I don't even know if I was in high school for a month yet. I don't know. Or maybe I was. I sprained my ankle. I was doing this improvising scene, and I, like, ran on the little stage that we had in the classroom. Okay, like, it wasn't big at all, okay? Like, I don't know, perimeter, I don't know, but it was very small. And yeah, I tripped really bad, and I landed on my ankle just the wrong way, just picture in your mind. And I almost screamed at least 10 F-bombs, but I didn't want to, cause a scene, no pun intended. And, I didn't want to cry in front of people because that's just weird. So I went along with it, but I was like, I think I broke my ankle. And it was hurting even more throughout the day. And by the time school ended, I called my dad. I'm like, please pick me up. I can't walk. I'm in so much pain. Like, I think I broke my ankle. And, luckily it wasn't broken. It was just sprained. I iced it. I felt better, but it was really terrible. Like, my class watched me fall, and it's like, oh, God. But I will always remember that. And now when I think about it, it kind of was funny. But just be careful if you're acting, okay? Just try not to do anything too crazy physically. I did go to homecoming in freshman year. I just went by myself, but I got to hang with, like, some people that I knew, and I thought it was really fun. I love dances and getting dressed, so I really enjoyed myself there. And something pretty interesting occurred during freshman year. So for the longest time, I took medication for attention deficit because I don't know if I've mentioned it on here, but now I will. I have ADD. I've had it since I was a young kid, and for the longest time, I took medication for it just to help me focus and, get my work done and be calm and everything. So during freshman year, I probably had it for a little while, but I think in, like, the middle of the year, like, I don't know, like, it was probably still during, like, my first quote-unquote semester, like, whatever. Like, we had quarters, but you know what I mean by semester. I ran out, and my dad was like, why don't you just try to see how you do without it? Guys, I have been off medication since then. I have not taken ADD medication since freshman year of high school. I've been able to manage without it, and I really started to work better independently, and, I started to understand how I learn things and what I can do to get help, and I really started to succeed a lot on my own. Like, high school was the prime time for me just being able to do schoolwork better and feel more confident as a student. So, by the grace of God, I mean, I'm just so grateful that I was able to take that chance, and it never stopped me. And so, yeah, I haven't taken ADD medication since freshman year of high school. And some other things that I did during freshman year, I went to some of the wrestling team events because my father was one of the coaches. He was like, I think at the time he was JV head coach. And so I went to a couple of the matches, I think, and I went to the tournaments when they happened, like, the counties, the regionals, the states. And I really thought it was cool because I used to go to them when my brother was in high school. And I wanted to see the wrestling events again because I hadn't in like a while. And that actually made me want to join the team the following year because they needed managers to like film and write in the book. And, my dad was really encouraging me on that. So I considered joining the team when I, like the following year, because during freshman year, I did indoor track in the winter and then outdoor track in the spring. And wrestling is a winter sport, so I couldn't do both, but you'll see what happens later. And stupidly enough, I had this fat, stupid crush on a boy that was on the wrestling team, and if they see this video, they probably know who they are, but I mean, I was young, it was like the beginning phases of, oh my god, like, boys are so cute, like, oh my god, I want to, like, date them, blah, 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 like, I was starting to go through that hormonal shit, and let's just say, yeah, I set myself up for a lot of dumb crap, and, like, the guy didn't even like me back. I mean, like, he was avoiding me at all costs, but, like, I did not care. Like, I thought he was so cute, and I would, like, oh my god, I would, like, just stare at him so much, like, freshman Molly, what the fuck were you doing? But I mean, hey, we all go through that, right? We're all very, we can be a little delulu and everything. But yeah, I had a stupid crush on a boy for a while, and it was just dumb. Like, he was just not even for me at all, but what can I say? I was like 14. And during the, like, second semester, like, third, fourth quarter, I actually went to the winter formal dance that was going on. It was just some kind of, like, winter homecoming, if you think about it, and me and Kara went together, and we actually sang karaoke there, and it was very fun. It was really cool, and it was, like, her first time going to, like, a school dance like that, and we really enjoyed ourselves. And eventually, in the springtime that year, we actually got my dog, Wendy, and yeah, so I've had my dog Wendy since, like, freshman year of high school, and she really filled the void, and she's the greatest thing to ever happen to us. We love her very much, and she's literally sitting behind me right now, laying down. So we got Wendy during my freshman year, which I'm so grateful for. I also met Cimarelli during my freshman year. It was May 18th, 2016. I went to one of their shows in Virginia, and yeah, I got to meet them at their show, and it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. I'm definitely going to save that story for another video because it's just so fun to talk about, but I got to meet them during that year, and I was just so excited. It was so amazing. Yeah. And there were a couple theater activities that I got to do with my class, like one of them being we saw Beauty and the Beast live at the Hippodrome Theater, and that was really cool. It was really phenomenal. And we went to this theater festival called the Northeast Theater Festival, and we got to do like a bunch of theatrical activities and stuff with like other schools. And it was really fun. I loved being involved in that stuff because that was something I was very passionate about at the time. And my sister graduated that year. She was a senior, so she graduated class of 2016, and I got to go to her graduation, which was really cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all I remember from freshman year. It was really just an adjusting year, but also a year where I just got to do new opportunities and, tried to make the best of anything that I could. So, yeah, there you go. Now on to 10th grade. So the classes I took were English 10, Spanish 4, sorry, chamber choir, engineering, geometry, world history, chemistry, and theater too. Yeah, this lineup was interesting too. I had to take like a couple classes that I didn't care to take but had to. And it was so dumb because at the time we were required to take chemistry, but then like the year after we didn't have to. So chemistry was literally the worst class ever. I don't recommend it. If any of you have taken it and you loved it, God fucking bless you, but no, it sucked for me. Really sucked. And my 10th grade English teacher was probably one of the greatest teachers I had in high school, like throughout, because she was just so patient with me. And since I kind of was falling behind in some things that we were doing, because some things were kind of advanced, she really sat with me and made sure I understood it. And, you know, she allowed like the people that I was sitting with to know like, hey, she might be a little slow, but just, you know, be kind and everything. And she was just so supportive and kind. I just feel like you don't always get teachers like that, and I'm just grateful that I had her for that. So 10th grade was a lot better. I mean, I was pretty much used to the whole thing. I was excited to go back, you know, doing all the fun activities and just, you know, doing as best I can and everything I could. And fun fact, my friend Laura transferred to my high school, so she was with me and Kara, which was really cool. I was really happy to have her around because her and I hadn't gone to school together since like 3rd grade, so I was really happy to have her with us, and it was just amazing. We had lunch together as well as world history, me and Laura, and me and her have so many inside jokes from that class. Laura, you know them. So yes, that year, I'll answer the question from before. I did join the wrestling team. I was one of the managers. I got to film mostly. I sometimes did the book, and it was just a great time being a part of the team. Like, I really bonded with like many of the wrestlers because many of them went to middle school with me. And, you know, I just think that wrestlers are fucking cool. Okay, like, they know what they're doing, you know. I mean, you know, they're very tough, but, you know, they have, like, that, like, team love thing. Like, I don't know, like, you know, they're very encouraging and really crazy at times. But I really loved being a part of the team, and it took me time to get used to being, like, a manager, but I picked it up pretty quickly, and my dad became head coach that year, and being able to spend a lot of time with him meant a lot to me, and he was very happy to have me around, and I would get so excited. I went to the practices, like, all the time, just seeing them, you know, prepare for matches and stuff, and it was really cool. It's one of the best things about high school was being a part of the wrestling team, because I swear our wrestling team, I feel like there's just something about it that I feel is different from other schools. I don't know, maybe I'm biased, but yeah, I mean, you know, we weren't always like, you know, up there. I mean, you know, we had like a lot of hard losses and stuff, but, you know, we were like always committed, and like, we all became friendly with each other, so it was pretty cool. And yeah, I'm wearing the shirt right now. I actually was the JV field hockey manager in the fall because I considered joining the field hockey team that year because I used to do it at one point in my life. So I became the JV field hockey manager, and that was pretty cool. I met some cool girls, and I would see them around school a lot. They really liked me. They thought that I was funny and stuff. Probably thought that I was dumb too, but, you know, whatever. No. And that kind of actually prepared me for being a wrestling manager, so I thought that was a pretty good experience. And I only did outdoor track, just because I still wanted to be a part of the track team, but since I was doing wrestling in the winter, I, you know, couldn't do indoor, which indoor, they call it indoor, but only the meets are indoor, not the practices. And, you know, obviously, we live in Maryland. It gets bitter-ass cold here, okay? So I'd rather not be out in the freezing cold. I'd rather be in a pit room that smells like sweat socks. So there you go. But outdoor track was great. I started to improve a lot and get some PRs and became closer to some people, and it, you know, still was great therapy for me. I did go to homecoming with Kara and Laura that year. We all really had a lot of fun, and we got some pictures together, and I was really happy to have them both with me because they are my sisters for life. And I actually became friends with some people that Laura knew because she was still connective with people that she went to her old school with, so I actually got to meet them over time, and I became friends with a couple of them, which was pretty cool. I mean, because I never went to the one school that she used to go to, so I thought it was really cool to kind of learn what that was like. And yeah, I met some great people from her, so I'm really grateful for that. I did go through another heartbreak in 10th grade. There was this guy who just randomly tried to, like, get set up with me on Snapchat. It was terrible. Oh my god. But, you know, hey, I wish him all the best, but man, he tore me apart. And there was this event that we had for chorus, which was a cabaret night. Like, we did it for a couple nights, and I got to perform at one of them. I sang Up at Night by Cimarelli, and my parents were there, and we got to, like, sing some songs as a class, and it was very magical. It was really great, and I had, like, never, like, sang at school before like that. Like, I never got to sing myself at, like, an event, and I was really happy that I got that chance. It was really awesome, and my mom helped me with it. She helped me get ready, and I really enjoyed singing at cabaret. And a couple other theater stories. We got to see The Lion King in New York. There was like a trip to New York to see The Lion King, and, you know, on Broadway. And we got to, like, meet with some of the choreographers and learn a dance from the show, which was really fun. That was a really cool experience. And I think we did see Cinderella that year as well. I don't remember if it was freshman year or sophomore year, but I do kind of remember seeing Cinderella at one point too. And one of the fall productions that we had, one of them that year was written by students, and there was this one part where they got to, like, improvise with the audience, and one of the actors came up to me and was acting with me. And of course, I was not a part of the show, okay? Just know that. But I improvised with them, and it was so fucking awesome. I was like, what the hell? Like, I did not expect that, but I just went with it, and my theater teacher was like, oh my god, you did so good, or whatever, and I was like, wow. But that was funny, and just, like, so awesome. And I also was dyeing my hair a lot during sophomore year. I started to, like, dye it red and purple and stuff. So I, began, you know, to be in the phase of, you know, oh, let's change my hair color, let's change my look, blah, 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 but it was, you know, really fun to do that. But overall, sophomore year was a lot more easier, and I had a lot more fun with the organizations that I was involved with, and I was really happy to have, you know, Laura with me too, and yeah, I eventually was at the halfway point, you know. So in junior year, the classes I took were U.S. History Honors, Weight Training, English 11, Theater 3, Nutrition, I think Algebra 2, but I can't remember. I took SAT Prep and Health, and Earth Systems. I took Weight Training, which I didn't really think that I would like, but man, that actually was a pretty badass great class. I felt more confident about my body, and I really got to work out and, like, just move my body a lot, and I really liked that class. It actually did help me with throwing for track and field, you know, because we always do, like, a bunch of arm stuff and leg stuff, so I got to do that a lot in class, so it would, like, help me prep a lot, and I pretty much was the only girl who would work out, like, just saying, like, you know, sometimes the other girls wouldn't, like, really do much, and they would be like, Molly, like, we'd love to see you fight someone, you're so strong, you're breaking records, which I was, and I was like, okay, no. Just because I might lift something does not mean that I want to throw a punch. But I loved weight training, and my coaches were always so inspirational and just, you know, supportive of me. And I really loved weight training. I'm really glad that my parents were like, you know, you should do it. And I think that my siblings might have done it too, but I really enjoyed myself in that class. And I got stronger in many ways. And oh my God, I wish I can go back to those days because I can't really lift much now. Nutrition was freaking amazing, okay? Because the teacher I had, I felt like she was like my sister. Because, I mean, she was just so, like, bubbly, and she made things fun, and I got to, like, talk to her a lot about personal things, and she just felt like a buddy in many ways, and her class was pretty cool, and since I'm a picky eater, I actually got to try things that I wouldn't think that I would try, but I mean, I learned a lot from that class, and I always loved seeing her every morning. So, yeah, shout out to you if you're watching this. And I know you are. SAT prep can go up my ass and to the left. That's all I have to say about that class. By the way, I took the SAT 3 times. First one was provided by school, but the other two we had to pay for, and I never really did good at any of them. I don't know why my parents forced me to do it a couple more times. I guess because they kept their faith in me, but it's like, what a waste, okay? Like, we didn't need to do that. I really don't think that we had to, but, they love me and obviously wanted me to succeed, but whatever. And then Earth Systems was, it was a good class, but it was hard at times, but my teacher was really cool, and I actually had that class with Kara, too, and we would work together a lot and be always obnoxious like we always are, just because, that's just how we roll. But it was a pretty nice class, and Kara and I did a couple projects together. And Kara, I'm going to say this to you, Collie Grasher, you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. So in junior year, I actually, chopped my hair, off, most of it off at one point because I kept it long for a while. Sorry, I'm burping a lot in this video. And, I kind of felt insecure about it, so I wanted to cut a lot of it off just to be a little different, but it actually was one of the best decisions I made because I started to take care of my hair better, and I thought that I looked a little better, which honestly, I shouldn't have really thought that. But yeah, I chopped my hair off a decent amount, which is something I never really did before, but I'm glad I did for certain reasons. I did wrestling and outdoor track again, still. I had really great times. I enjoyed spending time with the team and the coaches, and I always wanted to improve in my skills. And it really took my mind off things, and, it's not like I had to be sitting at home doing nothing. I got to go out and just live life, seize everything. So I just absolutely loved being a part of both those teams. During this year for my theater class, we went to this other festival called the Maryland Thespian Festival. And it basically, again, was another, theater event for local schools in the county or other counties to go to and participate in a bunch of workshops and learn a lot. So it was really cool to do that. Laura went with me, and we were acting like a bunch of idiots, but it was really cool to get out of school and just learn a lot because we both really loved to perform and stuff. And I will say there was someone who came to my school that year who I, again, had a big, stupid, fat crush on for a while, that actually lasted for several years, and it's like, oh, dear God. But I mean, YOLO. But I mean, we had good times, me and this person actually had good times. I mean, they actually accepted me and respected me, and we became really good friends, and we were a part of the fall production together, and, we had, a lot of crazy memories and stuff, but we were both teenagers who didn't know better, and it's like, all right then, but, I'm pretty grateful for what we had, if I'm being honest. I did go to homecoming with my friend group at the time, because I had Kara and Laura with me, but we also were friends with a few guys, and they went with us to homecoming at our school, and it was pretty cool, but it was pretty weird, because there were some idiotic things going on at the homecoming, not by us, but by other people. So we eventually went back to my house and had a bonfire, but it was really cool to be with them and be able to go with a lot of people. And we did go to junior prom, all of us together again. However, it wasn't at my school. It was actually at Laura's old school, because a couple of the friends we had still went there, and we were all like, hey, why not? And it fell on the same day that our school was having junior prom, so it was just convenient. But yeah, junior prom was so amazing. I loved it. It just felt so special compared to the other dances that I went to. And being in a gown and getting the hair done and the makeup, it was just so beautiful. I really enjoyed that night. And honestly, if you don't feel like going to prom, please go, okay? It's some evening that is just, I don't know, there's something about it that just hits you different, at least in my opinion. But I loved junior prom. It was really fun. And this year, junior year, I finally got into the first and only play production at my high school. It was Peter and the Starcatcher. I got to play this character named Grumpkin, who was kind of I guess the owner of the orphanage that Peter was staying at. It's basically a prequel to Peter Pan. But that was very fun to do. I got to do some background character stuff too, and it was a dream come true because I was always doubting myself that I would get in, because let's just say there was a lot of talented kids at my school, and it was kind of hard to compete sometimes. But I'm just really glad that my theater teacher saw, she, like, saw potential in me, and I finally got to shine in that way. Like, I was working so hard, and my audition went fantastic, and I literally cried on the floor. I was like, oh my god, I got in! And it was very, very amazing, and my friends and family got to come and see the show, because cause it lasted for a few nights, and it was one of the greatest experiences. I loved it so much, and my god, really, 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 really nice. And my theater class actually did a one act night where we got to do like a bunch of like short plays, and like all them together created a one act. And we did a night for it in case if, like, people wanted to come and see, because we wanted to do that. And I did this little like play, like little skit thing with a few other people. It was called Table for Two, Party of Four. And it was basically about a girl and a boy on a first date, and the girl has like an angel and devil telling her what to do and what not to do. And I played the super ego, which is basically like the angel, and it was very fun. I really loved doing that. And again, my my family and a couple of my friends came to see it. It was really fun. I mean, I really loved being a part of the theater program in all the ways that I could. Even if I wasn't in every production, I'm still grateful for doing a lot of things with them. We also performed for elementary school kids. We went to a couple of the local elementary schools, and we got to perform Pan, and I played one of the pirates, and it was a kiddie version of Pan, but yeah, we got to perform at the local, like a couple of the local elementary schools, and that was really cool. Again, great to get out of school, great to learn, and, just have the greatest time. And yeah, that pretty much was my junior year, was, finally being able to do some things that I have always wanted to, and be able to grow closer to people that I was just meeting. And yeah, it was a pretty awesome year for sure. Finally, senior year. I did a few college visits, which were really strange. But I mean, it was coming time, because I knew that I wanted to go to college, and I knew that I didn't want to be far away. So we looked at some of the local ones and popular ones around here. We just really looked at a few, but I eventually decided on Frostburg, and I found out during like winter break. And I was so grateful. I was like, yay, I don't have to search anymore. And that was my number one choice. And yeah, pretty much the rest is history. But that was a really interesting time. I had to meet with my counselor a lot, which, she's aight. Yeah, I'm really happy that I got into Frostburg. And also, another fun fact, my track and field coach wrote a letter of recommendation to get me into college. So God bless you, sir. Thank you for that. In senior year, the classes I took were English 12, astronomy, weight training, piano, college prep math, I think is what it was called, psychology, economics, creative writing, and theater 4. Here's the thing, I didn't want to take piano, but there were a couple other classes that were available, but they didn't interest me at all, so I was like, okay, I'll take piano. And piano was okay, but it was pretty boring at times, sorry, but just being honest. But my teacher was, fine. My college prep math class was incredible. It was hard at times, but it was not too bad. And the teacher I had, I loved her. She was so sweet and very funny and very easy. And Kara had that class with me, and we had a lot of good times. And we got to share Kara's story in that class, because over time Kara became more brave to share why she is the way she is. And she really admired me and Kara, as well as any teacher that we had who we had a class together with. And that math teacher actually wrote a recommendation for me to get into college, so thank you for that. Psychology was amazing. I was very interested in studying psychology in the future, which is what I did, and my teacher for that was really great. And I got to learn a lot that I never learned before, and it definitely set me up for college, because, many things in that class I revisited in college, so that definitely was helpful. Creative writing was one of the best classes ever. I love writing. I mean, I just love getting my feelings out and writing in different ways, and I got to write a lot of stories and just many things that were personal to me, and I got to share them and hear other people's things, and it was a wonderful class, and my teacher was so great. I really, learned a lot from her, because like sometimes writing can be hard for me, but she like showed us a lot of ways to write, better, and I felt really inspired being in that class. I loved it so much. So when senior year was coming, I was pretty much feeling that feeling of, ooh, everything I do is going to be my last. Well, I want to make the most of it. I don't want to feel stressed out. I don't want anything bad to get me down, because this is it. I'm not coming back. So I'm going to just, I'm going to work hard. It's going to be annoying, but I don't want to waste anything. So I was really just trying to take it all in, take every opportunity that was coming at me for senior year. I do remember getting my senior pictures. That was really fun and really cool, and we have them hanging up in our house and stuff, and I thought that was very special. It felt weird. It's like, ooh, like I'm not getting my picture at the same time everybody else is, but it was really cool to do. Nice. And there was a period where us seniors got to put a quote in the yearbook if we wanted to, and I did put a quote. And the quote I put was a Cimarelli lyric. And the lyric is, "I feel because I'm alive," which is basically saying, like, no matter what I feel, no matter if it's bad feelings or good feelings, like, heartbreak, joy, it's because I'm alive. And it's a song by them that I really love. And Cimarelli has been with me all my life. And I felt like I just really had to put that in there as, like, my mark. And I'm really happy that they included it. I'm really happy with that. And during senior year, for a few months, I actually had my first job. I worked at a restaurant. I was a hostess. I don't really want to talk about it much because it was a terrible job. It was just, wasn't really treated right. I was one of the youngest people. I really wasn't trained. And yeah, I didn't stay there for long. But I mean, hey, at least I kind of got a foot in, what's the professional world like? So, you basically got to start somewhere, but it was not good. And luckily, over time, I got to, like, heal from that, because it, like, made me terrified of things, which sometimes still does. But, hey, it's in the past. I'm at a better job now, thank God. So there you go. So the seniors had traditions at my school, and one of them was a senior barbecue, because in the back of our school, we have these huge rocks. They're like big boulders, a few of them. And we each got to, like, paint our names on them. And our class colors were navy blue and coral pink. And yeah, I got to write my name on the rocks. And that felt just so weird, because over the years when I've gone there, like, I've seen other people's names, and it's like, it's my turn. My name is going to be there for the rest of all of like eternity, like in some way. And so it was very exciting, and it was very messy, but it was a great party, and I got to just hang with my little friend group. We got a lot of pictures, and it was just so incredible. I really loved that day. It was definitely one of my favorite moments from senior year, and really just all of high school. We did have a senior breakfast too, where we got to, like, wear the shirts that we, like, wore on the barbecue day, and we got to have, like, a free breakfast and music, and that was really, really cool as well. I did go to homecoming with Laura that year, and actually that homecoming, my mom actually wasn't available to help me get ready, so I got ready myself, and I actually did pretty well, because usually I'm not confident in my beauty skills, because I feel like my mom is 10 times better than me, but I didn't do too bad, and Laura and I had a fantastic night. We were sweating a lot, and it was the last one, so we just, wanted to be there, And with theater, we went on a few field trips to see some shows live again. So we saw Working the Musical, Anastasia, and Fun Home. Again, I wanted to go to everything that I could, because this was it. And, like, I loved theater so much. I loved being with my class and my teacher, and I loved seeing other shows, and they were really, really good. I loved Fun Home, especially. That was a really good show. Definitely recommend you see it. We got to perform another show for elementary school kids. We did Oz. I believe I was really just a background character. Like, I think I was, like, one of the monkeys, one of the munchkins, whatever. But that was really cute and exciting to do. So we got to do that again. We did another one-act night, and it was, like, an 80s musical one. I think it was called, it was called Addicted to Love. And yeah, in the Addicted to Love one act night that we did, I basically played like a teacher. I was just in like random scenes and I got to sing a lot of 80s songs like I'm So Excited, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. And that was an awesome one. I loved doing that one and we got to have people come and see it. And it was actually my last performance at Delaney ever. And it just like felt so, like it kind of felt emotional almost. I was like, what the heck? Like, I'm never going to perform here again. Like, I've been doing all these things and like now this is it. But it was very special. I was really grateful that we did that. Theater, got to go to Maryland Thespian Festival again. It was really awesome. Got to do some new workshops and check out some other little shows that other schools were doing. It was really fun. I will always remember going to those. I'm just really glad that my theater teacher had a lot of opportunities for us. In senior year, I worked my ass off with track. Like I would overly practice throwing to where I would get shin splints. It was pretty bad. But again, I just wanted to accomplish everything I could and I did really well. My shot put record was 23 feet 2 inches and my discus record was 52 feet. So there you go. And there were senior days for the activities that I was involved in. So there was a senior night for wrestling. I got to walk out with my parents and I got flowers and the cheerleaders made a sign of my name. And I think I sang the national anthem at that match from what I remember, which I did a couple times. But yeah, I was very sad to leave those activities because they meant a lot to me and I learned a whole lot. And I think that I became a better person from being in them for sure. And we had a senior day for track. I got to like walk out and, hold little, like a thing with my name on it and stuff that just said like, my records and stuff. We had like a little gala thing for theater for those who were graduating and I got to say a speech of what Delaney Theater has meant to me and that was really cool to do too. I got to go to senior prom, which was unforgettable. I got to go with Laura and Kara and a couple other people we knew, and one of them being someone that I was good friends with on track, and we actually got to go in a limousine, which was so fantastic, and prom was amazing. Like everybody was jamming, and it was just so great, but it was so dumb because the following week we had finals, and it's like, why didn't we have finals beforehand? I don't know. But it was magical again. I mean, being in a really pretty gown, and, getting the nails done and everything. I really missed that night, kind of. It just felt so free and like, you've gone through all this and this is what you get in the end. So I really loved prom. I have so many pictures from that night and we went to like a little gala party after that was like in the middle of the night and there was like a lot of food and games and then me and my group, we went to the diner because we have like a 24-hour diner near us. And again, we were there at like 3 a.m. or something and we like didn't get back to one of my friends' houses till like 4 a.m. or something. But we were so beat, but it was so worth it. Really loved that night. And I do remember the rehearsal for graduation. It was pretty crazy. We literally did it in our gym, which our gym is really not that big, but it had to be done somewhere. And graduation day felt unreal. I was like, what the heck? Like, I'm actually here. I'm actually doing this now. Like, after all this time, like, it comes to an end. And it was a little bit emotional. I didn't really cry, which I'm kind of surprised, but I felt really proud of myself. I was really going to miss high school. I made a lot of precious memories, and I grew a lot as a person. And there were ups and downs, but I, never wanted to give up. I just wanted to... I don't know, I just wanted to be happy in any way I could, and senior year was definitely the best year, and I mean, I don't really know what my favorite memory would be. It would probably just be being involved in the activities, like being a part of wrestling, being a part of track, being a part of theater, because they meant a lot to me, and I met great people, and I just felt like one of the others. I felt like I mattered in what I did, and I achieved greatness for sure. It was really cool to walk across the stage and get my diploma and, move the tassel from right to left. And yeah, we went to Cheesecake Factory after to celebrate and I was like, all right, that's it. Now time for college. Oh my God. But overall, high school was great. I mean, I'm sorry if this was boring. I don't remember every single thing, but that's really the best of what I got to share. like things that I feel comfortable sharing and feel anybody can relate to and would be interested in. But thank you, Delaney, for shaping me to who I am. I'll never forget, the precious memories from there and, who got me here. Thank you, Abby, for suggesting this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions or experiences from high school that you want me to know, give it to me. I give mine to you, you give yours to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been your host, Molly. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.